many of which we've heard about this morning, but obviously I do agree that Digital Britain should require digital skills for all. We know that increasingly services, information will only be available online, and the digitally excluded will become increasingly excluded over time. So it's essential that everybody becomes digitally included. Obviously, in terms of employment, it's an essential skill now. With an increasing ageing population, I think digital will provide people with opportunities to stay independent longer through the various health initiatives that are being developed. So I think the benefits are very clear. Challenges, I mean, one I think is making the digital world relevant for everybody. And again, we've heard some of this morning from various speakers. But how can we simplify things to make it easier for everybody to participate? And I do think the Skills for Life issue is a really important one that we do have to tackle, because if you absolutely can't read and write, then you've got a particular problem with accessing digital. The second one, I think, in terms of a challenge, is that actually basic support to help people get online is now no longer enough. So it's great to see the online basics pilot rolling out, because absolutely people need more than just that basic skill to get online. And the challenge will be, have we got enough resource out there in the country to support people? And I think we all need to therefore to join up what the existing resource is to make that work as best as it can. And I think the third one that I wanted to talk about was a little bit following up on my question from earlier, really. What is the role for local authorities at a local level to try and coordinate and pull things together? I think that's a challenge for them, but I think there's some benefits from a more strategic approach. So they would be my challenges. So what do we need to do to make sure digital skills is a reality for all? I think there's something about increasing access to connectivity, and it's interesting that we're hearing from libraries that actually the demand now is less about hardware and more about broadband access, so demands for Wi-Fi in public libraries, for example. So I think that's something that we need to be thinking about. The second, I think, is about identifying who those trusted intermediaries are in local authority level and in local communities who can really help those who are most digitally excluded and equip them to become digital mentors. So one group from my sector would be the Home Library Service, a very trusted service that goes out to visit people in their homes. And some of those are beginning to introduce digital participation as an element of that service, but that's certainly something we could grow. And the third one, I think, is just a quirky example from Finland, which I quite liked, was that they do in their Finnish libraries. It's about support for troubleshooting, because again, we do know that particularly older people, actually, a lot of them come into libraries, not that they haven't got the kit at home, but when it goes wrong, they don't know, they get stuck, they come into the libraries for help. And actually in Finland, they have laptop doctors as a service in all their public libraries. So you can go along at certain times during the week and get support, not just get it fixed for you, but for somebody to actually show you how to fix it. So there's a little quirky one on the end that might help.
Thank you, Natasha. Is there anybody here from local